Good evening and welcome to a new episode of Bahrain Today. We have an exciting episode for you, filled with great segments that you won't want to miss out. Before we get on with our show, I would like to invite you all to visit our account shown below for any questions and inquiries. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back. Anytime is coffee time, and coffee with a friend, that is the perfect blend. Grab your friends and visit Café Sigo, a cozy coffee shop with a French touch. Let's take you there with the following report.
The Café Sigo Bahrain, which is a well-established company. It's located in diplomatic area, and we try to bring the French experience into Bahrain. For the first time, we had bring our special drink, which is Coffee Cloud, which is include our best coffee beans with the sugar, or combined with the sugar, and it will be melting into the coffee, which will make steam, and the sugar will melt, and will give our best taste to the guest. Also, we just provide for the guests, it's a very nice place, which is like for families, for couples, which is quiet. And like we have like sitting upstairs, and we have downstairs, and we have outside, which the guest feel comfy to choose wherever he wants, where to sit. And we also prefer a nice dessert, which is like a millefeuille, which is mean a founded paper, which in a way of English. And like we make sure always the guests that they get our best value of service, and they get complimentary. And we do French courses every week to teach like the French culture to people, which is like include general idea of everything.
I want to introduce you things that are happening in Café Sigo and which we don't have it in other places. Like the Royal Belgium Siphon machine, one of the vintage specialty coffee that we use in making coffee, giving to our valued customers. Okay, this machine was introduced in 1850 in 19th century. It's one of the machines which makes the coffee and you drink it instantly. So this is the chamber where we put coffee, heat, and the other chamber we put hot water, and this is our fire spot. So I'm gonna show you how we do the whole process, so it's gonna be easy and it's gonna show you everything on how does it work. We use Arabica coffee, 100%. We can either choose, we have got Brazil or Ethiopia, so you can choose which one you like as per the customer needs. So inside here we put 3 scoops. Of coffee. Okay. As I said earlier, this is where we put hot water for our coffee. Now I have to light the coffee. So in here, we are boiling the hot water, changing from heat to vapor, so which it's gonna pass all this area, and then this is where the coffee will start cooking itself. After the coffee cooks, the fire will go off. Once the fire go off, means the coffee is ready. So all the water will be released from the coffee chamber, and then automatically it will be by reverse osmosis process. It will go back again to where it belongs, the original storing place, and coffee will be ready to be served here, as the process will take less than 10 minutes. We'll go through it and see. open it?
Yeah.
Okay. So coffee is ready.
Today in the studio we have Sego, the owner of Cafe Sego. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
All
correct.
right. Hello and welcome. How are you, miss?
Très bien, merci.
Oh, look at this. She's speaking French to me. Sweet. Tell us about Cafe Sego, your cafe.
Sure. So Café Sego, it's a French authentic coffee shop in the heart of diplomatic area, so just opposite the Ministry of Justice. We are serving a specialty coffee, freshly roasted beans, French pastry, salad, sandwich, and afternoon tea. And we are operating 24 hours.
Oh,
Yes,
look at you.
day and night.
Day and night.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And when did you start and why did you start? And can you tell us a little bit about your background before we get into the startup of the cafe?
Yes, sure. So actually, I'm a hotelier. All my background, it's a restaurant or hospitality management. I'm graduate in France with a bachelor degree from Vatel. So that Vatel is the best hospitality school. And recently, it opened in the Kingdom of Bahrain in Al Jasra.
Okay.
So yes, same diploma as the future Bahraini.
Cool.
We are sharing the same. And also I did a master degree in hospitality management in American Business School in Paris.
Great.
So yes, all my background in the
Hospitality sector.
hospitality sector.
Great.
Yeah.
And wait, like I understand that I'm sure you've been working in this hospitality sector for such a long time. This is your passion, but you being here in Bahrain and starting your own coffee shop and taking that risk, can you tell us about that? Why did you choose Bahrain and how long have you been in the business for and all that?
Yeah, so actually I've been in Bahrain since the past 3 years and I really enjoy every minute of it. I came to Bahrain because I met my husband, which is Bahraini in my country, so I follow him here in Bahrain. And I started the business around like 2-3 years ago because in Bahrain you have really amazing system with Tamkin that's supporting the Bahraini citizen. So I make a partnership with my Bahraini friend and I open coffee shop.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you've been open Sego for the past 3 years, you're saying?
No, because Café Sego, it's my second entrepreneurship.
Second? Oh,
yes,
wow.
my second entrepreneurship project in Bahrain. So this project only recently opened 2 months ago.
All right. And 2 months ago, you're already operating 24 hours, huh?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay, so you're telling me that you had a very good experience with the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and the government is helping you, Tamkin is helping you. Yes. What experience did you gain from your first coffee shop and then brought it to Sego, your last startup?
Yes, of course, any entrepreneurship experience will make you grow. You learn from your past. And yes, it was my first experience there. And I met a lot of clients. Also, it was the first time, I was doing all these visa things that we are not used to, in French, with LMRA and many things. But yes, the Bahraini, they're really helpful, especially when they see expat getting in their system. Okay. So I cannot complain for that.
All right.
Yeah, they're
and
really
it's working
welcome.
Out smoothly now.
Yes.
So how many employees do you have?
So far, 20.
20
employees.
And then,
yes.
wow, that's a lot of work for one person.
Yeah, 20 employees, and we have 4 Bahraini.
Okay.
We have 1 barista, 1 cashier, assistant director, and 1 driver. And we wish to grow, of course, the numbers.
Of course, that's excellent. So what makes your coffee shop different?
Actually, in Café Sego, you will experience something different because, first of all, we are breaking the routine in this road because mostly we are competing with franchise from United States. But for us, our concept is locally. It's Franco-Bahraini company, and we are
Franco-Bahraini, I like that.
Franco-Bahraini, and we are really looking after each client. We take care for them. There is service at the table, so it's not only a grab and go your coffee. You will have a French experience there. All the decor, it's plunged you into the 19th century of France with the last king, Louis XVI, and the last queen, Marie Antoinette. So this is something you feel in Paris, in Rue de Rivoli, but you are sitting in diplomatic area.
Great.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't not mention this. I had a friend that you taught French in your first coffee shop. Can you tell us about the French classes that you give in your current coffee shop, Sego Cafe?
Yes. So actually, I'm giving every Sunday and Monday for Bahraini citizen complimentary French class. So it's free of charge. It's every week 2 hours. And we are learning like French culture and the basic of French, for example, how to order your coffee, how to book a ticket, all, you know, the things you will need if you wish to travel in France. So it's really exchange. And also they try to teach me small
Arabic. Your husband should teach you that.
Yes, but my time is so limited, unfortunately. So.
All right.
Yeah, and so far we have trained like 200 from my before project, 200 citizens. And now I'm working with 40 Bahraini. Wow. But yeah, of course, we'll start the new batch next month with another 40 students.
You're having a lot of fun, don't you? You like people learning your own language.
Yes, of course.
And then you have a personal relationship with them. You speak to them in French, they reply.
Yes, but I'm really lucky because Bahraini citizens, they do love the French. A lot of clients, they work in the cafe, they say, oh, it's remember me of Paris, of my honeymoon. So. And they love the French culture, the French food, macarons, éclairs. Yeah. So we have quite good reputation when it comes to gastronomy and hospitality. So it's helped us a lot, you know.
My favorite dessert of all time is the Paris-Brest.
Paris-Brest.
Oh my God, the hazelnut, the creamy hazelnut in that pastry. I love it. It's to die for. Yeah. So tell us about the coffee cupping.
Yes, so
what is it?
Actually, I did a master class in September in France to become a roaster master. So it's an intensive class with a roasting machine, and we will still launch this activity in the coming 2 weeks. And to check if your roast is correct, you must do cupping. So coffee cupping, actually, it's just 8 grams of coffee, and you pour hot water and all the volume, and then you test. So this is the only way to verify that your roasting is correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because you cannot lie. There is no filter, there is no pressure of the coffee machine. Yeah. This is just coffee and water.
And then you taste it.
Yeah,
is that what you
slurp
do?
it.
You slurp it.
You slurp it.
And then
after 8
spit
minutes.
it out?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And so you started doing that, you have a qualification?
Yes, when I have the qualification, I'm just waiting for the machine because the machine is overseas, so it's coming from Netherlands. Ginseng, it's called. It's one of the best. Actually, you have 2 best brands. One from State, Probat, and Ginseng. For me, I will be roasting with Ginseng. So while the machine arrives, I'm same as the French class. I will do a class for coffee, so free coffee cupping, and then I will invite anyone to get to know more about what is a real good coffee.
What's your personal favorite coffee? Do you make your own, mixed from few origins?
I will do a house blend. I think mixing Brazil with a little bit of Ethiopia, it's really nice. Okay. But my personal favorite, it's 100% Ethiopia. It's a little bit acidic, but for coffee filter, it's really nice, like V60.
Okay. Yes. And of course, they're all Arabica coffee, the ones you use at your cafe.
Yes, no Robusta.
No Robusta. Yeah, definitely. So, future plans. I know you have some plans for 2020. What do you have planned?
To 2020, yes, of course, we like to expand. First of all, with the coffee coming up for the roasting activity with my Bahraini partner, we hope to sell as a retail, for other coffee shop, either in GCC or abroad. So this is our main goal, really, to make amazing specialty coffee and expand.
Cool. Can you tell us about your cotton candy on top of the coffee idea?
Yeah, so I'm really we are triggered to bring new things in Bahrain, and this trend it's come from South Asia, like Korea and Japan. It's called coffee cloud. So this is basically a cup of black coffee, and then on top of that you will put cotton candy. So it's the same the one for the kids, let's say, and it will stand on top of the coffee, and with the heat of the coffee, it will melt in your cup, and it will give you a nice sweet taste.
All right, and it looks good.
It's look good.
It's nice for Instagram and Snapchat.
Exactly. Yes.
Cool.
It's really good.
So, ma'am, can you tell us a little bit about the French touches in the cafe?
So I think that it's not only French touches.
It is
really
French.
It's just
Authentic
French.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yes, it's not touches.
Not
At this
touch.
point, it will not be a touches, let's say.
So, okay, tell us about the
yeah.
French ambience and vibe and atmosphere.
So
When I first go in, like, give me a story.
yes, the good things, you don't need a Schengen visa. So this is the positive things. Then the second things, we choose the 18th century. This is where we have our last kingdom in France, with Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. And all the decor is coming from France. I personally go to France and shop, because every Sunday in France we have vintage market. It's called Marché aux Puces, and you have citizens that's selling all their things, so you bargain with them. And it's all old things like our grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And I bring all with 2 palettes to Bahrain, like the chandelier, the plate, everything's coming for France.
Wow.
Yes.
And do you tell me bonjour when I first come in?
Yes,
the
of
coffee
course.
shop?
We do greeting in French, and also if a guest celebrating his birthday, all the team members, they know how to speak French to celebrate the joyeux anniversaire. And we go to the guest table with the micro and we sing in French, all the staff.
Great.
So you really feel special.
Of course. Well, thank you, Miss Sigo. That was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, merci beaucoup.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Viewers, if you still haven't been to Café Sigo, make sure you do. Don't go away. We'll be right back for more. Mohammed Bouchagr is a young Bahraini entrepreneur who has a versatile skill set. His most recent interest that morphed into a career in his love for animals. Mohammed's love for animals, which is dogs in particular, helped him discover a new career pathway, dog breeding, and professional competitions. Both of these categories require sheer commitment and persistence, 2 elements which Mohammed has learned to embed with his character. Without further ado, let's look into it.
Mohammed Bouchagr is an up-and-coming Bahraini dog breeder. He is still in the early stages, but thanks to God and his hard work, he received a very good result for the first time as a participant at a dog show. Best Junior Female, Best of Breed, Best in Group, CAC, CACIB. The dog show sport is on a rise at the moment. The amount of support from the Bahraini community is subsequently increasing as a result. He has received a great deal of support from local kennels in the Kingdom of Bahrain as well as local pet stores. Even though their kennel is not fully operational at the moment, They are still on the rise and hope to be a more well-known name in the scene in the forthcoming years.
Joining us here in the studio is dog breeder Mohammed Bouchagar to talk to us more about his love for animals. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you having a good day?
Yes.
We were actually excited. I've got my cousin has two German shepherds, and I'm in love with them myself. So tell us about your breeding. What do you call it? Not school.
Oh, it's a kennel.
Breeding kennel. Can
Yes.
you tell us about your breeding kennel?
Sure. Well, basically, the whole purpose of a kennel is to produce new generations of dogs that's in a responsible manner. Because here in Bahrain and in every country in the world, we have something called a kennel club. So they're basically the governing body when it comes to kennels and breeding.
Okay. And what made you get in the field?
Well, I've always been an animal lover since a really young age, and especially dogs, have always fascinated me. And as soon as I got my first dog, it was a green light from there.
All right. So, what do they call they call the breeding, but what's a kennel?
A kennel is just a place where
The breeding happens.
Basically,
Okay.
that's what it is.
And what do you
It's-
breed? What kind
Right
of
now,
dogs?
I'm breeding German Shepherds, and I'm also getting into a breed called American Staffordshire Terriers, or for Amstaff for short.
Okay. And what events have you participated in so far?
So far, I'm still considered an amateur, but so far I participated in Bahrain International Dog Show, which was held on November the 22nd.
Yeah.
And thank God, alhamdulillah, I placed first with my female. She got best of breed and best of group.
All right. And that was a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Cool. And how many other dogs were there? And
Well, this year was the busiest year so far. So I think it was around 150 participants, something like that.
and where do you get your dogs to start breeding them, like to begin with?
It's not that complicated, but it might seem like it is. They have to come from like a specific bloodline. So you don't want to start breeding any average dog from the street or something.
And he
It
has to have a passport or something like
yeah,
that?
it's actually called a pedigree. A
Pedigree.
passport, any dog can get, but a pedigree is basically like a family tree. It'll show
Okay.
the dog's name and 3 generations behind them.
Okay. And cool. And you have, so you bring them from Bahrain. Do you get them from Bahrain or overseas, these dogs that you're
Well, it
talking
depends.
about?
So for the German Shepherds, I got him from my good friend. His name is Khalid Salem, and he
Okay.
has his kennel. It's called Logic Land Kennel,
Okay.
and he's one of the top breeders in Bahrain. So
All right.
basically, he started out with bringing dogs from Germany, and that's where I started from. And hopefully, I'm planning to bring some dogs from overseas in the future.
All right. So how long have you been doing that for now?
Well, at this serious level, just a little over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going for you? How many did you breed so far? That's a good question.
So far, I just had my first litter. A litter is basically
A small dog.
no. A litter is actually the group of newborns.
Okay.
So that was my first. I had them the start of this month, 1st of December.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how many males, females do you have?
1 male and 3 females.
What do you do with those dogs now
Well,
that you have them?
Depends on what type of how you go about your business. Some people prefer to just sell all of them, but if you participate in shows, you'd want to first separate the ones you think will have great potential, and the rest you can sell.
And what in your, not in your opinion, what would make a dog have great potential?
Well, it's very, very different from breed to breed. But for German Shepherds, it's basically the structure of the body, the coating, the color of their fur. It's a lot of factors. But the guideline is there's something called FCI. That's the international organization that runs all this.
Mm-hmm.
And they have published different standards for each breed.
Okay.
So when you get a dog that's as close to that standard as possible, that's
It is the
basically-
perfect dog.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. And cool. So you kind of have one perfect dog because you
Yeah,
won a
so
show
far.
over, like you said, how many dogs, give or take?
150.
150 dogs. And yours was number one.
And not on top of all of them. Basically, there's groups in the competition. First, the different breeds participate against each other.
Oh, yes.
And then, so that they will compete for best of breed.
Okay.
And then it'll be best of group, which is basically the age group. So there you have baby, puppy, junior, intermediate, and veteran. So
It's
there,
five.
yeah, it's different age groups. So yeah, she got the best in breed and best in group. The next result after that would be the best in show, which is
Okay.
over all age groups and all breeds.
Oh, wow.
And the person who actually won that is the same person I bought my dogs from, which is Khalid Salim.
Khalid Salim.
Yeah.
Great. And how do you train your, do you train your dogs and all that after they?
Obviously, you'd want to have some basic level of training,
Yeah,
like just
sit.
basic obedience,
Yeah.
yeah. Just for good manners, you know, you don't want them running around everywhere in front
Right.
of people. But as for the show, it's really not that complicated. It's just about the movement and how you present the dog. So you'd have to teach the dog to stay and not move around when you try to keep him in the showing position.
All right. Bushagir, so what are the challenges that, when it comes to dog breeding, what are the challenges you face?
Well, the number one challenge is to get a good match, because you're not just playing around. You have to, it's very specific, and
Yeah.
you have to study the genetics. So
Okay.
from dog to dog, you can't just breed. Well, you can, but like, it's not preferred if
Right.
you want the proper results. You have to check the genetics background for the health, the movement, the body type.
Where can you find out all that?
Well, it mostly comes from experience, but everything is documented. So, from their pedigree, you can find out how they performed in different shows. So you'll know the level. And the health is just you can't really find out unless there's actual problems that come around arise.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, the pedigree, how many pages is it? Is it?
It's just one page.
It's just a one-pager.
Yeah, it's just one document. It's like a legal document kind of for
Okay.
the dog.
And so you're telling me that how they do in shows, their family tree. What else would be there?
Well, in the actual show, there'll be judges. Usually it's one judge from Bahrain.
Not the show, the pedigree.
Oh, and the pedigree, sorry. In the pedigree, it'll just be the name of the dog, of the breeder, the date of birth. It's basically like everything you'd have in a passport.
Yes.
And on top of that, you'll have 3 different generations that came before that dog.
Okay. So the name of the breeder will be there.
Yeah.
So those 7 dogs that you just had,
Yeah.
or not you, I mean dogs
Yeah.
just had, will have Mohammed Bushagir?
No, it's depends on what the kennel is registered as.
Okay. What is
So-
your kennel registered
Well,
as?
so far I didn't start yet, but we chose the name. Me and my brothers were working on it. We chose the name Excellence Kennel,
Excellence.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellence because they're excellent breeds.
basically.
Great. Cool. And what are some general misconceptions people have when it comes to breeding?
I would have to say, here in Bahrain, the top misconceptions would be irresponsible breeding for one. Like some people would just breed dogs continuously just for profit, you know. And you're not really supposed to breed a dog, especially the female, until she's about a year and a half of age.
Yeah.
And for Bahrain, for the dog to get a pedigree, the mother can't get pregnant before a year and a half. If she does, the children will not get pedigrees. They'll not be registered.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And in terms of the dog's actual health, you're not supposed to breed them more than once a year, although they are capable of getting pregnant twice a year, which a lot of people do, but
it's not
recommended.
healthy.
Definitely not.
All right. So the breed or the puppies will be stronger if it's once a year.
Yeah, not just the puppies, the actual mother. It's less torture for her, because if it's twice a year, she won't have time to recover.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I understand. So who do you receive support from when you first started?
Well, I'd have to say first it's my oldest brother Fahad, and obviously my mom and dad, although they're not as involved, but they show support. And I'd have to give props to Majid Lansari from My Pets. Both the clinic and the actual store, they've been really helpful, and my good friend Khalid Salam.
All right. Excellent. So thank you all the supporters. So what are the plans for the future?
Well, so far I'm just focusing on starting my own kennel with my brothers, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Sounds good. So what's your next competition?
My next competition will be in March. It was supposed to be in January, but they cancelled it, so March will be the next one.
All right. So Mohammed, you go to university, yeah?
Yeah.
How are you balancing that? Do you
Well,
have enough time?
I had to make a little bit of a change.
Okay.
Usually you'd have to attend the university and then do your exams, but instead what I did was I registered to do my exams, but not to attend. So basically, instead of having a teacher or a professor teach me all the course material, I'm just self-studying,
Wow.
and then I'll do the exams. It's just so that I have more time at my own convenience.
Wow. Thank you, Mohammed. Best of luck on everything, on your
Thank you so
studies
much.
and in your breeding.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be right back for more.
The Farmers Market's home is not only a place for the best producers from the local market, it is also a place to enjoy these social pleasures of community togetherness and natural beauty. Every Saturday, people from all over Bahrain come to see what is new on the sustainable dining menu, because Farmers Market Budaya also has a lavish food scene with local pop-up food joints opening their doors to a diverse public.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they're coming for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they're coming for you?
You lost your damn mind. We're here at Bahrain City Center for the premiere of Bad Boys for Life. Special thanks to Vox Cynical and Bahrain International, who gave away free tickets to come in and attend the premiere here in Bahrain City Center. And joining me as well is another bad boy, Bara Abdallah.
Hey. So we are here to watch the movie Bad Boys for Live, the premiere. And speaking of them, I'm gonna get some other bad boys for some interviews.
Do you want to go ahead?
Let's go. And of course, we are here with Bahrain's finest when it comes to movie reviewing, Mohammed Movie Convo. So, Bad Boys, expectations.
Well, I'm just expecting it to be a funny, fast-paced action movie with great chemistry between of course Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And I feel like people missed the old-fashioned kind of action because we live in an age of Avengers and John Wick and Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need like the 90s kind of style of action. Yeah.
Not me. I'm retired. What happened to Bad Boys for Life? It's time we be good men. It's Bad Boys for Life.
And of course, every premiere, every event, you get to see this guy popping up like a popcorn. We are here with Hussein Darwish. So Hussein, Bad Boys, what are your expectations?
I'm expecting a lot because of the cast that's currently in the movie. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Vanessa Hudgens, and the other guys as well. I forgot their names. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot. It's been 25 years since the first one, bro. My God. So I'm hoping for the best. It's not a reboot. It's a sequel. So it should be nice, you know. It should be nice. I can't wait for it. I can't wait to go inside.
All right, I'm here with Amin for the Bad Boys for Life premiere. So, Amin, what are your expectations?
I have really high expectations since the first 3 movies were good. The first 2 movies were really good.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of the franchise. So I'm really excited for this one.
When you say you're a big fan of the franchise, what do you like about the Bad Boys franchise?
I mean, what's not to like? You have Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, 2 of my favorite actors, you know? And then, like, you know how in, like, Bad Boys 1 and 2, they grow with each other? And this is, like, the 3rd one, and they're, like, older. Yeah. So you have, like, high expectations on something to be even more.
Who wants to kill you?
I don't trust a person that don't want to kill him. Hell, put my name up there. Thanks a lot. We got it, Marcus. We appreciate it.
And I'm here with Charles, another fan of the Bad Boys franchise. So, Charles, how do you feel about this?
Pretty excited. It's been a really long time in the coming, right? So hopefully they'll live up to his expectations. So
okay,
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm excited for Will Smith and Martin Lawrence kicking it one more time. Hope the blue fish is there though. So yeah, that's it. That's about it. Yeah.
I'm here with another fan of the franchise Bad Boys. So, expectations.
Wow, I think it will be great movie. It's have been 25 years, huh? 25. Oh my God, I think we will enjoy it. It will be a lot of attraction and new ideas. I am dying to see it again. Okay. Yeah.
Now, do you miss Will Smith and Martin Lawrence together in the movie? You know all the jokes and disputes?
Yeah, it has been so long time, so we will enjoy this movie and we will have something new to see.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Another fan here at the premiere. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, it is with great honor and pleasure to be here with Mr. Mahmoud Jakbir from Vox Cineco. So how are you?
Hi, how are you? It's always great to see you. Always in the premieres with all the active and lovely people with you.
Thank you. So, Bad Boys for Life. It's been a super long time to see Will Martin together for a lot of jokes and action.
Well, I guess, yes, it has been very, very long time. And when we speak a very long time, well, generation, I think we have, the last movie came out in 1995. And I think everybody saw it at that time with the VHS tapes, perhaps. That's going to get us back in memories and stuff like this. And the other part that we saw was in 2003. Yeah. And now another 17 years maybe from that time. The part comes up, we see these lovely two joyful,
Yes.
characteristic actors joining together, and one of the most loved movies, which are the categories of action comedy. Action comedy movies are usually loved by the highest segment of people.
Yes.
So I think that's going to give it a really big push. Having them back, we want to see what is new, what's happening, what's the story this time. Definitely we won't be burning anything like we do always. So let's see how the people enjoy the premiere. And I see quite a nice number of people who have already joined up and are looking forward to see the movie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as always, with great pleasure and honor, Mahmoud Jakbir from Vox Cynico. So we are ready to watch the movie Bad Boys for Life.
Oh, shit! Get in! There's a pink ball! Let's go! Come on, let's go! Let's go! Yes! No! Where the hell are you getting all these helicopters?
The movie was something else. It was so awesome. I swear to God. The cars, the jokes, everything.
I know, it was so exciting. I feel like we went on a time machine and went back all the way to the 90s. Right?
Went to the 90s, back again with Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Of course, special thanks goes to
Vox Cynico.
Thank you so much, Vox Cinema here, Cynico at City Center. So, this was the premiere for Bad Boys for Life. You enjoyed it.
I loved it. Did you?
I cannot get the song out of my head right now. So guys, now back to the studio, Bahrain Today.
And that is all for this evening. We thank all our guests who were with us today, and we will see you next time on Bahrain Today. If you'd like to be with us on the show or have any suggestions or questions for us, then contact us on our accounts shown on the screen. Goodbye and God bless.